Hey guys, Big Todd coming to you. Listen, if you are looking for an alternative drink to coffee and tea, well, hang with me. I've got something that you're going to love and is really going to help you out. Hey guys, here in the Big Todd household, we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which means we follow and observe or obey the word of wisdom. And the word of wisdom tells us that we're not to have coffee and we're not to have tea, amongst other things. There's plenty of other things. Now, a lot of people think that it says, or that quote unquote Mormons aren't allowed to have caffeine. That's not true. It specifically says coffee and it specifically says tea, so we obey that. So what we did is we found an alternative. When I joined the church about 15 years ago, I was a convert to the church. I drank alcohol, which I don't do anymore as soon as I was baptized. I chewed tobacco, which I don't do anymore. And I drank a lot of coffee. And I really enjoy my coffee. So ever since I've been baptized and been a member of the church, I've been looking for an alternative. So I want to share with you guys what we found. So a few years ago, my wife and I were at an event in town called Out and About. And what that is it's a local indoor mall, and they have vendors out, food vendors, drink vendors, crafts, different things like that. And we stumbled across this product called Chaffee somebody was selling. It was an affiliate here selling it. And what they do is they take cacao nibs and they roast them like coffee beans, and then they grind them like coffee beans, and then they brew them in a coffee maker, and it makes a wonderful cacao drink. Now, when you just brew it and drink it, it tastes pretty close to coffee. I mean, it kind of fills that niche, you know what I'm saying? But if you add creamer to it, then it tastes like hot chocolate, which my wife is a big fan of. So I'm going to show you guys what we found and how we're dealing with it. All right, so let me show you what we found, guys. We found these Viva Naturals Organic Cacao Nibs. And we found these on Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description below. But this is what we settled on, and we really like it. Now, my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, he had been a big proponent of cacao for a long time. So my wife's brother was in search of cacao nibs because he loves chocolate, right? He's a big chocolate guy. And he's trying to make his own chocolates, healthy chocolates, things like that. So he turned us on to this. Now, we liked Chaffee, and the Chaffee was good, but the problem was Chaffee was expensive and it didn't go a long way, especially the way I use it. So we started to get in search of our own nibs and things like that. We thought, you know, we can do this ourselves. We don't have to buy it already roasted and ground and things like that. This is something that we can do ourselves. So we got on the hunt. We listened to my brother-in-law, and we found those Viva Naturals Organic on Amazon. And I'm going to tell you what, it turned out to be really good. Now I'm going to show you how we do this, guys. So what we do, I'll explain the process, then I'll show you. So what we do is we take the nibs and we put them out on a baking sheet, and then we bake them, which is roasting them. And that kind of brings out the oils and the flavors and things like that, just like coffee. And then we're going to grind it up in a coffee grinder, and then I'm going to brew. And I'm going to show you two different brews. So hold to the end. If you've watched the video all the way to the end, hold on, because I'm going to show you two different methods to brew this stuff. One is a lot stronger, which I really like, and one is not so strong that my wife really likes. And hers is actually a little bit more convenient. But stay tuned and check it out. Guys, if you get a chance, please go ahead and like and subscribe this video. Share it with your friends and hit that notification bell. That way, every time I post a video, you guys will be notified. The channel really appreciates it. It helps us out. We appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Okay, before we get started, I want to go over what we're going to need, or what we use to brew this. We use a baking sheet that we're going to put our cacao nibs on, and you're going to need the cacao nibs. We use a coffee grinder. I'm sure you could use a food processor or anything like that you have that grinds stuff up. And for brewing, my wife uses this Bella coffee maker. And inside it's got the little K-Pod looking thing, and it's got a metal screen here. We like to use that, or she likes to use that actually. And then what I use is this Yeti pour through or pour over. And I use this Yeti cup just to set it there. Once I'm done brewing, it'll drip a little bit, so I just set it there to catch all the drips. But as far as a filter goes, I use this metal stainless steel filter, and I'm going to show you guys why when we go to brew it at the end. I'm going to show you why I don't use a paper filter. And there's a little bit behind it, so hang with me to the end and I'll show you. Then also, you got to have your coffee cup, right? Got my good trusty Florida Gun Exchange coffee cup. Got this thing. This thing is awesome. Okay, so hang in there and we'll get started. All right, so here we are over at the oven, guys. We got our oven preset to 350. It's already up to temp. You guys probably heard it beep in the video earlier. We got our baking sheet and we got our cacao nibs. So what we're gonna do, and I'll show you what these look like. They're just little broken up pieces of cacao. And that's what they call a nib. All right. So we're going to pour those out on the baking sheet. We don't like to do a ton of it at one time. Just because, I don't know, we just don't want it to go bad because we grind it right away. So we want to spread it out, thin layer like that on your baking sheet. And then we're going to go right into a 350-degree oven. Like I said, it's already up to temp. Now, guys, we're only going to keep this going for about 5 to 7 minutes. What you don't want to do is you don't want to over roast it or burn it. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll tell you what. This has been about 7 minutes. I think I'm going to let that go. I like mine a little darker. I'm going to let it go another 2 minutes. That's gone 8 minutes total, and I think we're going to call it there. I don't want to make it real bitter and overcook it or over roast it, but I'll show you guys. That's how it came out. Whew. All right. All right. We got our nibs out, and they're all toasted. So I went a total of 8 minutes in, and this is important, that I went 8 minutes in a convection oven at 350. So if you're going in a conventional oven, it's probably going to go a little longer. All right. But I was just starting to smell it on the outside. I had opened the oven door a couple times. I was just starting to smell it. If you smell it too strong, you've probably gone too far and you probably burned it. But I didn't want it bitter, but I did like it a little darker than my wife does it. So anyways, that's what we got. That's what it looks like. Let me bring you in for a close-up. So that's what we got. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to let it cool. You don't want to go straight from the oven to the grinder, because what it's going to do is going to clump up on you big time. It's hot. It's got a lot of oils released, and they're all warm. And you know what happens, when oil gets warm, right? It starts moving, things like that. We want to let it cool off naturally. I've never tried putting it in the freezer, maybe cool it faster. Maybe I'll go ahead and try that this time. We'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know. So we're going to try that. But we want it cool when we grind it. So that's the deal. So I'll get back with you guys in a minute after the cool. All right, guys, let's go check our nibs that we've had in the freezer. And we got the old Bama freezer going on the back porch. Oh yeah, nice and cool. All right, let's get these in the house. All right, we got our nibs all cooled off here. Oh yeah, we'll see. I've never done this before, so we'll see if this, we'll see how this works. All right. Okay. All right. Nice and cool, nice and dry. All right. We got our coffee grinder. And once we grind it, we just keep it in, and this is what it looks like, ground and dried and about a week old. We just keep it in one of these glass containers, and it's airtight, and it does a good job. Keeps it fresh for us. So obviously, if you have a food processor, you can, grind more at a time. But this works for us. We like it really fine. There we go. And the problem you have with it being super fine sometimes is it just kind of clumps up on you, but you can break it up really easy with that spoon. There we go. And just right into there. As you can see, it is a fine powder. All right, we're going to grind up the rest of this, and then I'll show you how to brew it. All right. We have it all ground up. Now let's brew some. Okay, like I told you guys, we have two different methods of brewing. We have my wife's method, and we have my method. First, I'm going to show you my wife's method. So she likes this Bella coffee pot, which it doesn't do bad. I mean, it's quick, and it does really good. So we use this regular small kitchen tablespoon, and she does two scoops, and that goes in there just like that. She'll fill her coffee cup up with as much water as she wants. Now she leaves a little room for creamer and stuff like that, and then right into the old machine, lid down, and push the button. And this thing does a quick job, really quick. Got the old Terrier coffee cup there. All right, after she brews, she's gonna go ahead and pull this out and just set it in a cup, because if not, it just keeps leaking through. I mean, there's a thing down here to catch it. You can see that'll catch it, but you don't want it to clean that every day. So here it is. This is what it looks like. So for me, that's a little weak. It's a little light, but that's exactly how my wife likes it. Now I'll show you how she drinks it. Now what she likes is this Chobani coffee creamer. This is cookie dough flavor. She likes this. She likes the mint. She does not like the pumpkin spice like I do, but hey, to each their own. But this is what she uses, and she just puts a splash in it. She doesn't put a whole lot in it. Just a quick splash. Now for my wife, that is a perfect cup of hot chocolate. All right, let's get to how I brew it. All right, this is the way I like to do it. Like I said, with this Yeti Roadie pour over filter with the stainless steel filter in it. So I've got my coffee cup here, and I've got it full of water up to about here. I like to add creamer too, and I also don't like to spill it on myself. So this is what I go with. Now, if you have one of these kettles, that's great. That's what I use. If you don't, put it in a microwave safe cup and heat it up any way you want, or heat water on the stove, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to pour my water in there, put that down, and get it started. All right. While that water's heating up, I'm going to show you guys 1, 2, 3, 4. I like about 4 scoops. I like mine a little bit stronger than my wife does. And this also this method makes it stronger. To me, it's closer to coffee this way. So my coffee cup, got my coffee, and I got my cup to set my filter in when I'm done, so it don't drip all over the counter. All right, where our water turned off there, let's get ready to make some good coffee. I call it coffee. It's not coffee. I don't know. And what I mean by it's not coffee brand. That's just what I call roasted cacao nibs and brewing it like coffee. Right? Sounds right, right? All right. So we're going to take our hot water. We're just going to pour it in here. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Little plug for Bama there too. So it's draining through, right? Now this screen is really fine, and I like that. I will tell you why I don't use a paper filter. I tried a paper filter the first time, and the oils in the cacao that you want to come through the filter did not. They didn't come through the filter. They actually clogged the filter up and it quit draining. I tried to use a spoon like I'm going to use here in a minute on this filter, and it was just bad. I went to lift the paper filter out and put it in a cup over here, and it busted all over the counter and everything got wet. It was a horrible mess. That day I ordered this stainless steel strainer. So as you can tell, as you can see, the water is not draining anymore. I'm just going to add a little more hot water. And this goes a lot faster when I'm not videoing. And I just kind of move those grounds around. And I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'll be quiet so you can hear it. And that is the dishwasher hollering at me, but it was being loud, so you guys don't want to hear a dishwasher. We just move that around, and it is really brewing it up. And I'll come back. Now, if you don't grind it as fine as I did, this goes a lot faster. I like it super strong. So if you grind it finer, you get more contact, with the water and the ground up cacao, and you get a stronger brew. Unfortunately, it clogs the screen quicker because it's so fine. That's all right. I'm willing to put in a little time for a good cup of, I don't know, hot chocolate. Is that what we're going to call it? I don't know. I call it coffee. My wife's like, you can't call it coffee on the video because that's a brand. I said, well, I can because that's what we used to use, but this isn't the brand coffee. This is the DIY homemade stuff that this Big Todd and Mrs. Big Todd drink. So I don't know. I should call her something different other than Mrs. Big Todd. How about we call her Little Lady? Big Todd and Little Lady. That sounds good. So I just keep working it like this and get through my hot water. And as soon as it's done brewing, I'll get back with you guys. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're getting to the end there. It's almost like a mash or something. I don't know. Like wet sand. And I just keep working it with this spoon, trying to get all that good juice out of there. All right, that's got about all we can get out of it. And you can see it's still dripping a little bit. I'm just going to set it over here on this other Yeti cup. Now, let me show you this. You can see the difference between mine and my wife's. Well, I hope you can. This is definitely a lot darker. Hers, you can read a newspaper through. This, you cannot. So, give it a quick stir. I'm going to add this same coffee creamer to it. And the reason why we picked this, look at the ingredients here. Let's just take a minute. Look at the ingredients. Milk, cream, cane sugar, Dutch cocoa, natural flavors, sea salt, and that's it. You look at the ingredients on all those other creamers out there, especially the ones that aren't refrigerated, man, you got to wonder what you're putting in your body. So we know, and I like a good bit of it. If I'm going to have it, I like a good bit. If not, I just drink it black, like I used to drink my coffee. Little mix up there. And this is going to be more like a hot chocolate. But for me, it definitely serves the purpose and fits the bill and replaces that coffee. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Man, I got this cup for free last time I was in there. I made a purchase at Florida Gun Exchange. If you guys, I'm not paid by Florida Gun Exchange or sponsored by them in any way, but if you guys are looking for a good gun buying experience, I'm a gun guy. I love guns. I collect guns. I shoot guns. If you like a good gun buying experience, Florida Gun Exchange is the place to go. You can buy off their website as well, but I suggest if you can go in there. That place is awesome, and the way they do business is awesome. Anyways, that's my little plug for them. Hey, in the comments, let me know. You guys want to see any gun reviews or anything? Let me know. Throw it in the comments. Maybe I'll get into that. I don't know. If you guys are interested. Well, guys, that's how we replace coffee and tea in this household. We enjoy it. Like I said, it fits the bill. It works for us. It gives us that warm drink in the morning and maybe at night sometimes without all the caffeine. I'm not saying I don't drink caffeine, because I do, but I just don't drink tea and coffee anymore. I'm obedient to the word of wisdom. That's the way I live my life. I'm not saying that's the way you got to do it, but if you're looking for a replacement for coffee or tea, and I know a lot of people can't drink it at night because of the caffeine, and this really will take the place of it, guys. I absolutely love it. It works really good. So anyways, that's how we do it. It's a little bit cheaper. Of course, you're always welcome to order Choppy, but you can do a DIY, and it's pretty simple too. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and have a great day.